What's up, MULN investors and moneymakers? Welcome back to the channel. It does seem like the bulls are winning, at least at the moment, in today's trading session when MULN is up 5.50% as you see. We are marching towards 11 cents, and as I talked to you yesterday, we have been looking whether MULN will hit 9 cents. It does seem like for now it did not hit the 9 cent. Take a look, the parabola right here from 940 or 950 rather. From 950, we started spiking back up and we are getting at least very close to 11 cents, precisely 1080. So very close to 11 cents. Today's day range 0.95, so it did not really go 0.090. So we did not go to 9 cents just yet. And my hunch is we may not hit 9 cents today. Now, I am happy to report because there are a couple of things that we need to notice. Remember, we talked about bulls and bears. If you are part of the bull gang, write down in the comment section below bull. If you are part of the bear gang, write down bear because our goal is to make money. But I'm hoping for the best, and I'm on the bull side when it comes to MULN. And I want to share really quickly some updates because I talked to you about one of the catalysts for NAFA 2023 Institute and Expo, which is April 17th today. It is starting 2:15 p.m. through 4:45 p.m. and we may see some great news and MULN can go towards 12 to 13 cents. Write down in the comment section below if you believe MULN is going to hit 12 cents very soon. Write down 12 cents in the comment section below. Do not forget to hit the like button. Whether you're part of bull or bear, we are looking to make money and we are here for trade. Now, write down in the comment section below. Also, if you want me to cover any other stock at the list, hit the like button. We need 250 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel and let's jump into it. Why this media day is important for this expo? Because we see that MULN is participating. Mullen Automotive, one of their executive chief commercial officer named John is going to be participating in this particular conference. NAFA is hosting all-day new media day event this year, INE exhibitor. And this is one of the breaking news. One thing that I wanted to also share with you is Mullen Automative, most popular amongst the individual investors who owns 44%, which is pretty big because retail investors own 44%, insiders hold 6.3%. In my opinion, insiders own lower than what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. And still, it's not a small amount because MULN is a huge market cap at the moment, 225 million. So you can do the math. It is pretty significant, in millions as to what the insiders own. This is considerably ownership of the individual investors in Mullen Automotive. MULN is one of the very favorite stock in Reddit community. It is also a favorite stock in the retail investor community as well. That indicates that collectively have greater say in management and business strategy. The top 25 shareholders own 22% of the company. Now, this is a pretty big thing because only a handful of shareholders own 22% of the company. We already also saw that Vanguard is invested in MULN, many other, some of the ETFs and mutual funds in Vanguard, as well as BlackRock. They also own millions of shares in MULN. Now, another thing, a look at shareholders for Mullen Automotive can tell us which group owns and which group is the most powerful. The group holding the most number of shares in the company, around 44% to be precise, is individual investors, retail investors, someone like you and I. In other words, the group stands to gain the most or lose the most from the investment into the company. Meanwhile, the individual insiders make up to 6.3% of the company's shareholders. So you want to really watch for this. Institutions will often hold stock bigger companies. We expect to see insiders owning a noticeable percentage of a smaller one. So if it was a very small company, MULN insiders would have owned more. That's what it is trying to say. Let's delve deeper into each type of ownership in MULN Automotive, beginning with the chart below. So take a look. Institutions, they own 10.90%, very close to 11%, which is accounted for 231 million shares. So let me just zoom in a little bit and let me know if you can see this better. Probably this is this is clearer. 231 million stocks are owned by institutions, which is 10.9%. Those are Vanguards and BlackRocks and other small institutions owning in smaller chunk of the stock. Individual insider investors own 11.3%, which is accounted for more than 240 million shares. What does institutional ownership tell us about Mullen? Many institutions measure their performance against their index, approximately local market. Now, you and I already know that where the smart money is going and what we should be thinking about. The hedge funds don't have many shares in Mullen Automotive at the moment. Based on the data that we see, the CEO, David, with 5.3% of the outstanding shares owned by David. For the context, the second largest shareholder holds about 3.9% shares in the outstanding, and followed by the ownership of 3.8% by the third largest shareholder. A deeper look in the ownership shows that the top 25 shareholders collectively hold less than half of the register, suggesting a large group of small holders with no single shareholder has a majority. Insider ownership of Mullen we already talked about, which means the most recent data indicates that the insiders own shares in Mullen Automative and has market capitalization about 380 million. Insiders have 24 million worth shares. So this is worth noting. 24 million owned in US dollars, in dollar conversion, is owned by the insider investors in their own names. Some would say this alignment interest between the shareholder and the board, but might be worth checking if those insiders have been selling or not. Now, general ownership, we already talked about. This is a very, very popular stock in Reddit, owned by a lot of retail investors once again, and you want to watch out for what's next. One of the catalysts that we will hear today from their chief commercial officer, and if they reveal any juicy, any interesting, and if they drop a bombshell with some secret information, that is going to be super fantastic, which is why we may see some of the volume uptick as well as the price uptick. Take a look, 950, so 9.5 cents to 11 cents, which is looking pretty promising. Looking further into how we are doing in terms of the volume, let me go ahead and refresh my screen because we are more than almost half a day and our volume is looking pretty good compared to the average volume. The current volume, 141 million compared to the average volume of 237 million. Now, the range is 950 to 1085, very close to 11 cents. I do believe that it's going to hit 11 cents, and I'll tell you why that is super important. But let's take a look at the average volume versus what they have been currently doing. I'll go ahead and refresh so we can see this, and that's the beauty. See, 133 jumped up to 141, so there is pretty good volume, I think. Compared to Friday's volume of 167, we are going to go above that volume. And the good thing is we did not really saw a lower high. We saw higher high, right? So 10 cent was the high on Friday. Today we see 1085, which is amazing. The market is still not closed, so it's too early to say. But one thing that you want to notice is Nasdaq is down right now, 0.5%, more or less. S&P is down as well, and Dow Jones is pretty flat. So overall, if you ask me, it's not a great day for market because the markets are sideways. Mullen is up 6.09% to 1062, which is a good sign in my opinion. If you go back and look at this chart, I like to show you this chart because this is interesting. Take a look. We saw a pretty big juicy candle around this time. Let me just scroll back up so you can see right here. So this was on March 31st. Then we saw a selling sign, right? The selling, the red juicy bar. And then we have been seeing a buy, sell, but mostly buy. What you should be seeing and what I like to see is their moving average is 20 cents. Right now, Mullen is 10 cents, around 11 cents. It did not hit 9 cents. I do believe that they're going to meet both. This green juicy bar, or the green bar is the moving average, and this blue is real-time price point. They both are going to meet around 15 cents, which is again a win-win. If someone buys it at 10 cents, sells it at 15 cents, it's a 50% return on the investment. What I also like to see is the RSI. RSI is a relative strength index, right now 37, 34. Not an overbought, not an oversold condition. So, which is pretty good. And while I'm talking about oversold, let's talk about what they're doing in terms of the short sells. We saw 45.3%, which is a pretty huge short seller, right? This stock is on target for short sellers, and they're not stepping back. Even though we had 101 million in FINRA total volume, we saw 45.8 million shares were shorted. We'll see what happens today. But if you take a look at their off-exchange short volume ratio, it's 45.8 million. 45.30, and short interest float is 14.81. In my opinion, we need to get better, which means we need to hold the stock for a longer period of time. I'm not trying to say don't sell, because you only make money in stock market when you sell the stock at a higher price. I always tell you to come up with your own exit strategy, because exit strategy is the key to make money in stock market. Now, I'm not a financial advisor nor am I a certified professional. This video is only for the entertainment purposes. So do your own due diligence. At the end of the day, that's your own money. But what I like to do is a lot of research, and in return, all I ask you is just to hit the like button. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, this is today's chart. So take a look. This is a pretty good chart. In other words, it's a step up. So we came from this and we step up and trying to figure out around this range, this 1065, 1070 range. But we did hit, on the good side, we did hit a pretty good price point. Let me just get rid of this if I can, so I can show you. So let's take a look right here. We went here, one more tooltip. Let me just get rid of that. 1080, right? Now there is a strong potential for MULN that we can go in parabola, and we'll go about 11 cents. Now 44 RSI goes towards 40, which is a good sign. We went at one point, take a look, buying volume, it spiked up right here, juicy bar, and this is today's chart, by the way, around 11:40 a.m. I really want to see what happens with this particular event that they have coming up with Expo. I will keep you posted. Here is what I have for you right now. Do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and staying with me. Make this channel part of your due diligence. You'll be very happy. Thank you.